After an uptick of opioid overdoses in 2017, Iowa has seen a decrease in deaths since the beginning of this year. Erica Rankin sat down with a woman who lost her husband because of an opioid addiction. She's sharing her story as a way to help keep those numbers low.
Walking into her home, it feels a little more empty now. That's because her husband, Joe, lost his life to a battle with opioid addiction.
You never would have thought that this guy had just overdosed twice and that he was about to die in 6 weeks.
But that is exactly what happened to Deborah Thompson's husband, Joe.
The EMS professional took Joe's pulse and turned to me and just shook his head and said, "I'm so sorry he didn't make it."
Joe was prescribed painkillers after a car accident, and he battled his addiction on and off for years afterward.
So it wasn't an everyday thing, it wasn't an every month, and it wasn't even an every year thing.
Leaving behind a wife and a one-year-old son, Lincoln.
He was like a huggable, lovable bear.
They worked to get him help, but the stigma and lack of knowledge of the disease made things difficult.
Deeply, I felt it was a personal problem, that we would figure out how to manage it ourselves.
According to Kevin Gabbert with the Iowa Department of Public Health, the early statistics for opioid-related deaths are down for this year.
To go from a 14% increase one year to a 35% decrease the next, that's really significant.
He credits a few things for that.
We've also had expanded medication-assisted treatment. We've been working hard to make naloxone more available in the community.
Iowa has made strides on the legislative side, but just talking about the disease can help break down the stigma, and Deborah knows that.
It takes a village to help people out of this disease.
2 years later, missing him doesn't get any easier.
I would turn to this chair to comment to him where he would normally be sitting,
But she hopes sharing his story helps others like him.
For better or for worse, this is his gift to his fellow Iowans, that I'm able to tell his story.
And in the meantime, she knows her husband is taking care of his family.
I know he's taking care of us as best he can from where he's at. I do feel him still. Yeah, I think I always will.
The numbers you just heard are preliminary numbers. The final count for 2018 will come out a few months after the first of the year.